The world of Formula One is no stranger to high-octane drama, both on and off the track. But as the 2023 season reaches its conclusion, attention has shifted from the circuits to the corridors of power at the Fédération Internationale de l'Automobile (FIA). At the center of this storm is FIA President Mohammed bin Sulayem, whose leadership is facing sharp scrutiny amid allegations of misconduct, governance issues, and a controversial push for structural changes within the organization. With the FIA's General Assembly set to vote on significant rule changes on December 13th, the stakes couldn't be higher. Are these changes a genuine effort to streamline operations, or do they represent a dangerous centralization of power? A year of turbulence. Mohammed bin Sulayem's leadership under fire. Since taking the helm in 2021, Mohammed bin Sulayem has sought to leave his mark on the FIA. However, his tenure has been anything but smooth. A series of controversies, ranging from allegations of interference in sporting decisions to questions about his governance style, have cast a shadow over his presidency. Among the most significant incidents were claims of interference during the 2023 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix and criticism for failing to conduct proper inspections of the Las Vegas circuit before its Formula One debut. Though both allegations were ultimately dismissed, they have fueled skepticism about his decision-making and leadership. Adding to the turbulence, the FIA has experienced an exodus of senior officials in recent months. Over a dozen key figures, including the sports director, the technical director of Formula One, the head of communications, and the compliance director, have left the organization. The departure of the compliance director, in particular, raised eyebrows as they were overseeing an investigation involving bin Sulayem himself. This wave of resignations has sparked concerns about administrative stability within the FIA. The controversial rule changes. The upcoming vote at the General Assembly revolves around a series of proposals that could reshape the FIA's governance structure. Chief among these is a potential centralization of ethical investigations under the direct control of bin Sulayem and the President of the FIA Senate. Currently, these investigations involve a more independent process with oversight from the ethics and audit committees. Critics argue that this change could erode internal checks and balances, concentrating too much power in the hands of a select few. Another contentious proposal involves diminishing the autonomy of the audit committee. Under the new rules, the committee would no longer have the authority to independently approve accounts or review financial practices. Instead, these responsibilities would shift to the FIA Senate and the President. This move has raised alarms about the potential for financial mismanagement and a lack of transparency in the organization's dealings. If approved, the changes would also limit the role of the Ethics Committee to preliminary reviews, with ultimate decisions falling to the Senate President and bin Sulayem. For an organization that prides itself on integrity and fair play, these proposals have drawn criticism as a step backward in governance. Fallout among teams and stakeholders. Formula One teams, drivers, and fans have all been closely watching these developments. The FIA's credibility is crucial for maintaining trust in the sport, and any perceived compromise in its independence could have far-reaching implications. Several teams, including Red Bull Racing and Mercedes-AMG Petronas, have reportedly expressed concerns about the direction of the FIA under bin Sulayem's leadership. Prominent figures in the sport have also weighed in. Helmut Marko, a senior advisor to Red Bull Racing, recently stated, "The FIA's role is to regulate, not dominate. Centralizing power in this manner risks undermining the principles of fairness and transparency that are fundamental to Formula One." Similarly, McLaren's Zak Brown emphasized the importance of maintaining robust governance mechanisms, warning that a lack of accountability could alienate stakeholders. Drivers, too, have subtly voiced their unease. While most remain cautious about openly criticizing the FIA, comments from veterans like Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen suggest a growing sense of discomfort. Hamilton, in a recent interview, stressed the need for transparency, saying, The integrity of the sport depends on the systems in place to ensure fairness. Any changes that weaken those systems need to be carefully scrutinized. Governance versus power grab. The debate. The FIA has defended the proposed changes as necessary for improving efficiency and decision-making. Supporters argue that centralizing certain functions could streamline operations and reduce bureaucracy, allowing the organization to respond more effectively to challenges. They also point out that the current governance structure can be slow and cumbersome, sometimes hindering timely decision-making. However, detractors see the proposals as a blatant power grab. The removal of independent oversight mechanisms, particularly in financial matters, has been a major point of contention. Critics argue that these changes would create a system where accountability is minimal and the potential for abuse of power is high. The timing of these proposals, just as Ben Sulayem seeks re-election without opposition, has also raised eyebrows. Some have questioned whether the lack of competition for the presidency is a symptom of deeper issues within the FIA, including a culture of intimidation or favoritism. The bigger picture, what's at stake? The FIA's role extends far beyond Formula One. As the governing body for global motorsport, its decisions impact a wide range of disciplines, from rallying to karting. Ensuring robust governance is critical for maintaining its legitimacy and the trust of the motorsport community. If the proposed changes are approved, they could set a concerning precedent for other organizations in the sporting world. Centralized power structures, while efficient, often come at the cost of transparency and accountability. For a sport as globally influential as Formula One, the consequences of weakened governance could be profound. A defining moment for the FIA. As the FIA's General Assembly approaches, the spotlight is firmly on Mohammed Ben Sulayem and his administration. The decisions made on December 13th will not only shape the future of the FIA, but also influence the broader trajectory of Formula One and other motorsport disciplines. Will the proposed changes bring about a more streamlined and effective organization, or will they erode the independence and credibility that the FIA has built over decades? Fans, teams, and stakeholders will be watching closely, and the outcome of this vote could mark a pivotal moment in the history of motorsport governance. One thing is certain. The debate surrounding these proposals is far from over, and the implications of the decisions made this December will reverberate across the world of racing for years to come.